wanted to say thank you all for coming here. I really appreciate you guys being here. This really means a lot to me, and thank you guys. This basically what I'm going to talk about. It's a lot of symbolism, a lot of relevance, a lot of correlation, a lot of religious aspects as well, and it definitely talks about birth, life, death, resurrection, afterlife. Ted and Jessica, thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. And it's very symbolic for Ted to be here, considering besides Brian Cassera, I've known Ted the longest out of all my best friends. And so Ted's here representing all my best friends, and also the Napa skate crew, Dan Janovich, and John LP was part of that group, part of that Napa skate crew. So that was a really strong inspiration for what I wrote to create, to help Aaron create this artwork right here. So, alright, so just to pay tribute to the Native American culture, it's not polite to talk about people that have been deceased and have gone away, but I will be talking about people that passed away, but it's just paying honor, respect, homage to people that are no longer here with us. As far as birthdays goes, April 18th, 1906, that was the San Francisco earthquake, and it was a very devastating earthquake. And Aaron's birthday is actually April 18th. May 18th, 1980, Mount St. Helens erupted, the whole side of the mountain blew out, and that was the day I was born. And also, one of my favorite punk bands, one of my favorite songs that they sing, it's called Love Will Never Tear Us Apart Again, and I found out last year that the lead singer of that group actually committed suicide on my birthday as well, May 18th, 1980. When I was 5 years old, I was in a very, very dark sleep, and basically I was awoken by, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was awoken by a very, very dark figure. And to this day, it was very, very intense. I still think about it almost every day. It was basically standing above my bed, and what happened was, I don't know if it was trying to cast a spell on me or what it was trying to do. I tried to scream out, in the middle of the night, 3 in the morning. I couldn't scream whatsoever. My voice was suppressed. It was suppressing my voice. And I do think that a guardian angel was there with me, protecting me against this dark figure. When I was 18, I was with Brian Newberry, one of my best friends, and we were in a very, very, significant car crash. And the driver was highly intoxicated. We were all very intoxicated. Before we got in the car, Brian Newberry turned to me and asked me, is it okay if we get in this car? And I said, don't worry, God will be with us. We'll be protected. The whole car ride down this 1-mile driveway, I could not get my seatbelt on for the life of me. I was really, really struggling to get my seatbelt on. I turned to Newberry and was like, hold my hand because I know I'm going to crash and I can't get my seatbelt on. Finally, I prayed to God, and basically 30 seconds before we did crash, I was like, please God, just allow me to get my seatbelt on. Put it on, barely got it on, and then we crashed. The car rolled 2 different times, did a 180. I dislocated my shoulder, bracing myself from the impact. All the windows shattered, and the 4 of us were lucky to walk away from this car crash. It was a very, very devastating car crash, but we all were minimally injured. And it happened early Easter Sunday morning when I was 18 years old, and that was at early 5 o'clock in the morning. My grandmother Nani Tabor, passed away that same day. Really early in the morning, it was Easter Sunday. Nani Tabor passed away, but also Brian Newberry's grandmother passed away that same day as well. So it was very, I can't explain it till this day. It was very symbolic. They were both definitely watching over us. They were watching over us for sure. To fast forward a little bit, traveling in Europe, I was meeting a lot of different Muslims. I had really great respect for Americans. I met one person, his name was Allah. In Muslim it means God, basically, and how we could communicate was, he was speaking French to me, I was speaking Italian, English, and Spanish to him, and it was just a really good connection. And along that trip on the train ride, we were meeting different Muslims, and they just kept praising how much they loved America. In Turin, in September of 2001, it was actually September 9th, 2001, when I was living over there studying abroad, I had this really, really intense dream. It was 2 days before 9/11, and basically the dream came to me when it was 8 o'clock in the morning in Turin, and I was on a runway, and I was trying to stop an airplane from taking off. So I was trying to stop that airplane, and it took off, and it was a really quick flash, and then the other flash I was in a field trying to stop another airplane. That took off, and it had two other flashes. So basically, it was probably about a 40-second dream that I had. That it was a really quick flash of 4 different airplanes that I was out on the runway or in a field just trying to stop them from taking off. 2 days later, 9/11 happened, September 11th, and I was over in Italy. The day that I found out, I was actually buying a really beautiful scarf for you, thinking about you for your birthday. And as soon as I purchased your gifts and all that, the Italian woman behind the cash register was trying to explain to me what was going on in America. And I basically was trying to translate, and she said it was 2 airplanes that crashed in New York. One of them crashed in the Empire State Building and no one died. But later I found out what was going on. So that was pretty intense for me. With 9/11, obviously, George W. Bush basically used that to go into Iraq to go after Saddam Hussein. Dick Cheney was his vice president, and Cheney was just basically going after oil, money, blood, and power. During that whole time, I saw this whole transition of the attitude towards Americans where it was slowly declining, and people definitely, it turned from loving Americans to turning negative against us and almost hating us by the time I left. And right before I left, in Venice, 2 hours away from where I was living, there was anti-American protests going on. It was Palestinian marches that was happening, anti-American protests. To fast forward a few years later, significant people passed away in our lives. Nani Elva, my grandmother, my dad's mom passed away. Patrick Savage, Uncle Buzz, and a few others passed away kind of in that 2005 year. And then the nail in the coffin for me was our friend John L.P. passed away in early of January 2006. It was January 8th, 2006. So basically, Aaron and I knew that we were going to consolidate with artwork for the 2005 year and the 05 vintage. And I kind of knew what I was going to write about, but basically what really, really inspired me what I wrote and what I'm going to read tonight was Ted and myself, our friend John that was murdered.